What is up, Ravens Flock? Huge shout out for your support for the 410 Sports Talk. James and Glenn are the best in the business. They're killing it right now. They love talking Raven talk. Make sure you go subscribe to their channel. Let's go Ravens. Big trust.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm James Haskell, along with my co-host Glenn Martin. And we are back again, another draft edition here in the fourth round, of course. You guys know it. The Baltimore Ravens had not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, 6 picks in the fourth round, and they made all of those picks. With their third pick in the fourth round, pick number 128, the Baltimore Ravens went offense, skill position.
Yep.
So, Glenn, who did the Ravens take at pick 128?
Yeah, absolutely. They look to bolster and strengthen the depth of their tight end position by drafting tight end Charlie Kolar.
Yeah.
Big time tight end, 6'6 and a half, 252 pounds. He's got 34 and a half inch arms, very long arms, got 10-inch hands. He's got a 6'9 and an 1/8 wingspan. So big guy, can run. Yeah, I mean, the thing that's exciting to me about him is that I think the Ravens certainly missed something when Hurst was gone, and I think having some guys at the tight end position that can run and can catch the ball. This guy is ultra competitive when the ball is in the air. He loves to attack it and pull it down over a smaller defender. I'm excited about him. He was first team All Big 12, which I think is saying something in that offensive league to be first team. All Big 12 in your final season, I think is impressive. He's a solid route runner. Yeah. And the good thing is he's not just a receiver. He's not the best blocker, but he's a willing blocker and he's good enough to get by.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple of things. You talked about his willingness and ability and the fact that he likes to use his size and knows how to do it. If you guys spend some time watch his highlights, you'll notice really quickly, it's not hard to tell that, he was a high school basketball player. In fact, he played with Trey Young in Norman, Oklahoma. That's cool. And I'm sure he was, one of the starting either, 4 or 5 at 6'7" almost, right? So you can really tell that those translatable skills from basketball are a big part of his game in football. And anytime you hear that, especially at the tight end position, it's something to get excited about because contested catches are everything, and it doesn't come natural to every guy. It just doesn't, right? Like Miles Boykin, 6'4", plays like he's 5'4", right? And certainly that is not the case with this kid. He's almost 6'7", and he plays bigger than that, right? So now there's a couple things to keep your eye on. I've always thought blocking was just an effort thing. And, there's no one raving about his blocking. And I think part of the reason is because he's tall, it's probably easier to knock him off his base and make him lose balance. But I think he's got to be a more willing blocker. He's going to make a name for himself here in Baltimore. If not, John will certainly put him in the doghouse. And I do think that I'm excited about the prospect of him maturing as a route runner with the guys that we have in the building from a coaching standpoint. So I think this is a solid pick. Now, I want to ask you a question, Glenn. So we took him. Right now, the tight end room is Mark Andrews, Nick Boyle, Kolar, and I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. The kid out of Jacksonville that we gave
Josh Oliver.
Josh Oliver, right? And then also long hair, former Jet.
I don't know if he's still with us. I don't know if Tomlinson's still
he didn't
here.
finish the season with us.
He's
around. He's guy 55 or 56, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think this does for that room?
Yeah, I think unfortunately for Josh Oliver, that's last year was probably his only year in Baltimore. I don't see a fit for him in the roster unless you're telling me that Nick Boyle's expected to not be back, which everything we've heard is that they expect Nick Boyle to be, much closer to 100% than he was even last season when he was able to give it a go. So to me, it's Mark Andrews, it's Nick Boyle, it's now Charlie Kolar. And if you stick around and watch our next video, they weren't done adding to the tight end position. So I can't imagine a scenario where Josh Oliver is anything more than possibly a practice squad guy if he isn't able to catch on with any other teams. Because, he didn't do anything last year. While we had some hype of him coming out of
and they
camp,
gave him plenty of opportunities, to be honest.
Plenty of opportunity, especially with the injuries at the position. So he didn't do anything that is going to make the Ravens go, well, we got to keep this guy.
Yep.
So I mean, look, I'm excited about Charlie Kolar because of the want to go catch the ball, the competitiveness, the ability to run. I think he's already an okay route runner. He certainly needs to polish it, but I think he's already pretty solid. And to be able to run at that size is just not something you see, every day. I mean, you're talking about, like you said, he's over 6'6", over 250 pounds, and ran a 4.62. I mean, that's a fast, big dude. And if he can get some lower body strength and improve his blocking ability, then I think this kid's got a chance to really be a player in the league.
Absolutely. I think it's another home run. And in our next video, as a teaser, I want to talk a little bit about what the Ravens have done and what Eric DeCosta might be thinking from an offensive weapon standpoint. So with that being said, hit the subscribe button, give us a like, turn on notifications, and join us for the next video as we talk about, Glenn mentioned it, double dipping a little bit at tight end. But give us your thoughts on Kolar while you're here. Leave all your comments below. We love interacting with you guys, so make sure to do so, and we'll talk to you guys soon.